Welcome to our video today, where we take a closer look at a woman who is one of the most respected faces on television news. If you watch the evening news, you certainly know Erin Burnett. She is sharp, smart, and always ready to ask the tough questions. Every night, millions of people tune in to hear her explain what is happening in the world. She seems to have it all: a high-powered career, a beautiful family, and a level of success that most people only dream of. But behind that professional smile and the bright studio lights, there is a side to Erin Burnett that many fans do not know about. Her life has been marked by moments of deep sadness and personal loss that have shaped the person she is today. Today, we are exploring the tragic details and the hidden struggles of Erin Burnett, showing that even the strongest people face battles we cannot see. Before we dive into the emotional stories from her past and the challenges she faces behind the scenes, please make sure you watch this video until the very end. Erin's journey to the top was not a straight line, and she has faced some very difficult moments that almost made her walk away from the spotlight. There is a specific event involving her family that changed her perspective on life forever, and we will be sharing those details later in the video. You won't want to miss the final part where we talk about how she manages to stay strong despite the weight of the stories she has to tell every night. So, let's begin our look into the life of a news icon who has seen the best and the worst of the world. Erin Burnett was born and raised on the eastern shore of Maryland. She grew up in a small town where life was quiet and simple. Her parents worked hard to give her and her sisters a good life. From a young age, Erin was driven and ambitious. She was a top student and an athlete, always pushing herself to be the best. However, this drive often came with a lot of pressure. She wanted to make her family proud, but she also wanted to find her own path. After college, she didn't start in the news business. Instead, she went to work in the world of high finance. She worked at a major investment bank, which is one of the most stressful jobs you can have. While she was successful, she quickly realized that the cold world of money was not where her heart was. She wanted to tell stories and connect with people. The transition from finance to news was not easy. Erin had to start from the bottom and prove herself all over again. She worked long hours for very little pay, often feeling like she was failing. But her biggest personal tragedy was yet to come. In 2011, right as her career was reaching new heights, Erin faced a loss that would stay with her forever. Her mother, Esther, passed away. For Erin, her mother was her best friend and her biggest supporter. Losing her was a devastating blow that left a hole in her heart. She has spoken in rare interviews about how difficult it was to go on television every night and pretend that everything was okay while she was grieving inside. This is a struggle many people face, but doing it in front of millions of viewers adds a level of difficulty that is hard to imagine. Her mother's death changed how Erin looked at the world. It made her more empathetic and more aware of the pain that others are going through. This is something you can see in her reporting today. She doesn't just read the news, she feels it. But the tragedy in Erin's life isn't just about her own personal losses. It is also about the weight of the stories she covers. As a lead anchor, Erin has traveled to some of the most dangerous and heartbreaking places on Earth. She has stood in war zones, walked through the aftermath of natural disasters, and talked to parents who have lost everything. While she remains professional on camera, these experiences take a heavy emotional toll. One of the most tragic aspects of being a news anchor is seeing the dark side of humanity every single day. Erin has spent a significant amount of time reporting on the war in Ukraine. She has seen the destruction of homes and the fear in children's eyes. There was a specific moment during a broadcast where she was talking about a family that had been killed while trying to escape the fighting. For a brief second, you could see the sadness in her eyes and the crack in her voice. She had to take a breath and keep going because that is her job. But for Erin, those children reminded her of her own 3 children back home. The fear that any mother feels for her kids is something she carries with her every time she reports on a tragedy involving families. The constant exposure to violence and sadness can lead to what experts call compassion fatigue. This is when someone is so overwhelmed by the suffering of others that it starts to affect their own mental health. Erin has to find a way to balance being a mother to her 3 young kids and being the person who tells the world about tragedy. Imagine coming home from a day of reporting on a terrible event and then having to be a happy, present parent for your children. It is a balancing act that requires incredible strength. Many people don't realize the mental burden that news anchors carry. They are expected to be perfect and unshakable, but they are human beings who feel pain just like the rest of us. Another struggle Erin has faced is the intense scrutiny that comes with being a woman in a high-profile job. In the world of cable news, people can be very mean. Every day, Erin is subjected to comments about her appearance, her voice, and her opinions. While she tries to ignore the trolls on social media, the constant negativity can be exhausting. She has had to develop a very thick skin to survive in this industry. There have been times when the criticism felt like too much, but she kept going because she believed in the importance of the truth. This kind of public pressure is a different kind of tragedy, the loss of privacy and the constant feeling of being judged by strangers. The loss of colleagues and friends in the industry has also been a recurring theme in Erin's life. Over the years, she has seen friends lose their jobs or, even worse, lose their lives while reporting from dangerous locations. Every time a journalist is killed in the line of duty, it hits close to home for Erin. It serves as a reminder of the risks she takes every time she goes into the field. This fear is not just for herself, but for her husband and children. The tragedy of knowing that your dream job could potentially take you away from your family is a heavy thought to live with every day. Despite all these challenges, Erin Burnett remains a pillar of strength. She has used her platform to bring attention to people who are suffering and to hold powerful people accountable. But the tragic details of her life remind us that no one is immune to pain. Whether it is the loss of a parent, the stress of a high-pressure career, or the emotional weight of seeing the world's problems up close, Erin has faced it all. She has shown that it is okay to be vulnerable and that true strength comes from being able to face that vulnerability and keep moving forward. Her story is one of resilience and the quiet courage it takes to be the voice of the news in a difficult world. As we get closer to the end of our video, it is important to reflect on what we can learn from Erin's journey. Her life shows us that success does not protect you from sadness. It also shows us that the people we see on our television screens are much more than just talking heads. They have families, they have heartbreaks, and they have fears. Erin's ability to remain professional while carrying so much weight is truly impressive. She has become an inspiration for many young journalists who want to tell important stories but are afraid of the personal cost. She proves that you can be both a tough reporter and a compassionate human being. Before you go, we want to hear from you. Do you watch Erin Burnett's show? Did you know about the personal struggles she has faced throughout her career? How do you think you would handle the pressure of being a news anchor in today's world? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. We love reading your perspectives and hearing your stories. Also, if you found this video interesting and want to see more deep dives into the lives of your favorite stars and media personalities, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We have many more stories to tell, and we don't want you to miss any of them. Your support helps us keep creating content that explores the real stories behind the fame. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you in the next video.